Good morning. We're back, and it's a new environment here. We've got my other room because we're under a little construction in the studio, which we're trying to make use of our time since we're at home and we have time. We're working on my studio to complete it. We've been wanting to do that for probably a year, so why not? My husband's in construction, and no better time than the present. So today I'm back for the love of hair. Thank you for joining me again. This is very exciting, and I am getting more and more comfortable. We talked about being uncomfortable, and the beauty of being uncomfortable is where you're going to get growth. And I have felt this is day 9, and I'm going to come here every day at 11 o'clock for the love of hair. And it's so exciting because I have challenged myself, and out of that challenge, I've gotten so many lessons. And I think the biggest, most important lesson today of date is to commit to something, whether you want to do it or not. When you wake up that morning, get up and do it anyway. And I think that's something where us being trapped in the house and we're like sitting here thinking, what are we going to do with our time? I decided to come live, and my most important thing is to, why not dive into a little bit of education and use this time to sharpen our skills, so when we're back in business, we have more information than before we went and got pushed out of our business. So I'm not happy about that, obviously. Good morning, Mom. And I see Isaac. I see all kinds of wonderful people. This is so exciting. So happy Saturday for the love of hair. And I'm not just like a hair designer, I'm also a business owner, and I'm an educator for Redken. And I'm very passionate and love what I'm doing. And I am figuring out that after 38 years of being in the business, and my mom 55, that combination, we're over 90 years of experience. And I'm sitting here thinking of the experience and knowledge I want to share, whatever that may be, towards anyone that wants to enter the business or in the business and want to sharpen their skills. I resurrected Von Savvy Hair Academy, which I just got the website built, and we're working on educational videos. So what better way than just to dive in, go live, and I have no script, I have no experience of this. I've done, several news segments, and I do events for fashion shows and photo shoots, but never really just got myself out there. Everybody in marketing says you have to get in front of the camera, and you need to take pictures, and you need to do video. And I've been avoiding it like the plague. I don't know why, but this is me, and I'm just in the raw, and we're going to go into yesterday what we covered. And my poor doll head, she's down to almost nothing now. I call her split personality because most of my doll heads I have two sides to. So I'm doing combinations of haircuts so that we can just play. We went from long to layered to a short layer to a longer layer to a side bang to a French bang to a block bang. And I'm just going to do savvy sips so that you take little bites at a time every day at 11, so that it's digestible instead of so much information at once. And it would never hurt to go along with me if you have one at home. And I call her Dolly. So Dolly has been chop, chop, chop. So this is we did also a 90-degree angle in front there, and then we did a 45. We did an interior 45, so you can call that diagonal forward. Over here, we did a diagonal going back. We softened the top of her bangs. We left it heavy here. It's just to show how you're 1 degree off from changing the whole haircut. And so yesterday, I just brought out my fingers at a 90. This is great for a woman's short haircut, and you can leave length towards the front, or you can leave length on the top. I am going in, and I did a 90, 90, 90, 90. I'm going to bring it out 90, and it's over each section. I'm directing the hair straight out at a 90, and my finger angle is 90 all the way from top to bottom. And then I stopped right at the ear. Now, the reason I love separating the hair into 4 major divisions, because these 4 divisions, you can change the angle and the cut at that point. And these points, we're working on a round object, So this is the widest point and the widest point from front to back, ear to ear. And the distance between the two, so that would be your 90s. And the distance between the two, when you shoot an ace miss across, that's your 45. So these are your corners on the round object. It's just good information. It's something that is really important to know when you're going into a haircut, because you need to decide, do you want to leave that corner in or do you want to take that corner out? Good morning, Melissa Berry. And in some cases, you might want to round the corner. In some cases, you might want a heavy corner. And this creates weight. So weight is what creates design and shape. So if you understand that most of the time we're cutting a lot of straight lines on a round object, and then what do we want to do from there? So I did 90, 90, 90, and this was an old cut diagonal back. So I'm going to connect front to back, front to back. Clearly I don't know back to front and front to back, and I don't know left to right, but I'm doing my best and I'm going to show you what I got, and that's just part of my quirky little personality. So I'm going to do scissor over comb when I get done connecting this part to that. So we're going to wet it down. I just wanted to let you see it dry, how the 90-degree finger angle going all the way up lays. And then this is weight from an old haircut, technique that we did in the front earlier. And then when I'm done connecting the back to the front, can you go the opposite way? Can you connect the front to the back, cut the front first? Sure. I just pick a spot, and sometimes I get bored. Most of the time I start from the back of the head, but then some days I might just not want to be like a robot and I start from the front. Why not? As long as you know what you're doing and you understand what it is that you want to create and you start with a plan. And I was even thinking about this morning. I have a plan, and it was like not a detailed plan to go live. I'm going to go off the back of my fingers so you can see. And what that was is a 90-degree finger angle, bringing it straight out from where the hair grows in that section. And I took a section from the previous, and I'm going to keep moving forward. So this is section 3, 90-degree finger angle. I'm going off the top of my fingers. Can you go palm to palm? Absolutely. I put the doll really high so that you can see. And I tried to get it as close as I could to the camera without blowing it out in the light. But you can subsection this too, start from the bottom and work your way up. And I've just happened to have really long fingers, so what I do, I don't highly recommend for everybody else. It's good to have control between the tip of your fingers to your knuckles. And then at this point, I'm going to bring everything back to that third or fourth cutting position. I also lose count. That's another quirk I have. So I think we may have done 5 sections. So section 6 I brought back to 5, and section 7 I brought back to 5, and section 8 I'm going to bring back to 5. So when you over direct the hair backwards, let's just think in our minds, when you over direct something back, what does it do? It has a tendency to leave some length forward. And I'm going to do that because I'm doing more of a feminine haircut. But this can be done in so many different variations. It can be, you know, this technique can be used for a man's haircut or a woman's haircut. And all you have to do is just change the softness in certain areas. And that's where we're going to go through so many more. And it's basically what I've done in the interior layers is this is a box haircut. I went 90, 90, 90 when I got to my corners. Then I went 90, 90, 90 through the sides and back. And so if you think that's a box on the head. And now I'm going to do a box on the top. And then we'll do a little scissor over comb. I'm always an oversharer. I don't know why, but I get on a roll and I want to keep going. So we're going to go straight up. And it's off the top of our head. I'm going to go off the top of my fingers. And my finger angle is 90. So what that's going to do is that's going to have weight in the corner. So you got 90 on the top and 90 on the side. So if you take another comb and you put it here, this is like a box haircut. So you're going boxing through the side, back, side, top, back. So I'm going to keep moving forward. In this situation, I'm going to leave some bangs in the front area, but you can see my previous, and then you just keep moving forward, finger angle, I'm elevating the hair straight out at a 90. My finger angle is a 90. And we talk in 3 movements: elevation, which is up and down, over direction, which is side to side, and finger angle, which is in and out. And that's you in relationship to the head. Now I'm going to start directing everything back because I want it to fall longer towards the front. And so I moved 1, 2, 3, the 4th section I brought back, and that really is in the area from the ear to ear. So from ear to ear moving forward, I'm bringing it back to that 4th section. And this is to create length in the front, and this is taking off a lot of weight on the top, and it's going to create a beautiful shape for people that want for it. This is a great cut on a guy, but it's also on a woman that wants a lot of volume on the top and wants to have it a little shorter. Not everybody wants long hair. So, and that was, you can tell we did some texture techniques on the top of her hair. I went to town. But this is a way where you can take one doll head and do multiple, there we go, there's one more little, multiple different styles. And that's another thing I would do, is start off with a plan. I'm going to show you how to do the back section. I'm going to take it off of this last piece that I cut first moving forward. I'm going to take it from there and cut that at a 90. So it's connecting the top to the bottom. It's really top to back. Everything's still a 90, moving over. Once I hit the corner, I would bring everything back up here, but there's no more hair because I am just cutting this girl's hair off. It's like, cut it out. So right here it's a little wet and dry. So I'm going to even it out so you can kind of see where all the weight's falling and where it's not falling, where I took weight out, where I left weight. And we want to see visually, and this is where we train our eyes to notice, like, if something looks a little off, and you can cross-check your work. You can go in, and a lot of this you can do after it's dry. I don't have a blow dryer hooked up in here in my new environment, but you can see how it all lays really nice. You can see how the top is layered really nice, and then it's left a little length, and you can texturize that out and break it up. But what we're going to do, last but not least today, so we're just getting some savvy sits, 90, 90, went across the top, 90, my finger angle. So if you think about it, it's like a box that's sitting on top of a round object. And then you come up here and it's a box. And so the scissor over comb part, this is going into a little bit of great technique. And it's like something where I think because clippers have kind of taken over, you start really close from the bottom, have your comb facing out towards me, and it's a way to detail your haircut from everything you just did. And so in the angle that I want to cut the hair is the angle I'm holding my comb. And I don't realize I do this, but a hot tip when you're guiding your comb through, like you know how when you're doing clippers you put on a guide, my comb and my hand is actually the guide. I don't realize that I hold this finger, that's that finger. I'm not trying to flip everybody off, but you hold this finger and it's like stabilizing me on the head. I don't realize I'm guiding it from behind here. So I go really close through the bottom and I make my way out and up, and I keep my scissors and my comb moving. And this is just an awesome technique that you can just take a doll head or someone that likes short haircut and just practice away, because the more you do it, the quicker you get. And it's like scooping hair out, and then you can bring it from scooping it and build it up to the weight that you want to leave in there. Or if you wanted to soften this whole thing, there's a way to just scissor over comb that weight that you're seeing on the edge too. You don't have to pull out the clippers. You can do it all. And this is a perfect example when I'm talking about we carve the shape into the wood and then we start sanding the corners. So when I go in and I cut the shape, I'm not done. I usually dry it and then I do my finishing work. And finishing could be texturizing, it could be scissor over comb, it can be notch cutting, slide cutting. There's so many fun ways to put your flavor into the hair design, and that's what makes you, you know, the designer. So we get the technical down, but designing is really super important to be able to be the creative people that we are, because we are creatives, and that's what's more important to me, is to be creative. Love you guys. Thank you for all your love and support. And I hope this helped today. It's going up 90. I went up the sides 90, across the top 90. And I will be doing in-person classes, hopefully June, but who knows if we're going to be back up in business. But whenever we are, I will be doing in-salon classes where I can come out to you, and or you can come to my location. But the truth is, this is the beginning of a monster, because I'm not going to stop. I'm going to share everything that I have. And I want everyone to stay positive. And I know this is a hard time. I'm sitting here going, I cannot believe this. And it seems like they're adding more weeks and more months. And I don't know what's happening. And we don't know what's happening. But I'm home here, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to do something positive or something creative or something that brings me joy. And I hope that hi Madison in Illinois. I hope that I'm an inspiration for you to do the same. Get out a doll head, use this time, pop on a video, go to IGTV, YouTube. We need to just keep filling our thirst of knowledge, and who and when have we ever had the time like right now? So I wake up looking at videos, I go to sleep looking at a few videos, I'm trying to create videos. So on my feed, I have Dina Savvy, Studio Savvy, and Vaughn Savvy. So I'm just going to keep pushing out the love, and this is called For the Love of Hair. And thank you so much for joining. And I am going to be back, even though it's Sunday, tomorrow at 11 o'clock. I'm not stopping every single day. Even if I have to roll out of bed and be in my pajamas, I'm going to be here. Love you, Melissa Berry. Love you, Madison. Love you, Mom. And love all you other people, and just keep thinking of one positive, inspiring thing that you can do today to keep your spirits up. And it's even if it's a little walk. I went on a bike ride the other day, and I haven't touched my orange bike for over a year. So that was kind of fun. And who knows? Let's just get out there and spread the love. Thank you, and I'll be back tomorrow.